Hi peeps. What I'm doing here is I'm actually going to continue. I won't actually put it on pause, so obviously it's at night now, so we're going to need to have it get through the daylight, make things a little bit easier. Going to get into construction. We're going to go to the lighting filter and select the Panet Zoo street lamp. Now the reason why is that there's really not much else as far as street lamps. You might have extra DLC. This is just standard anyway that I've got. So to rotate it, just hit the Z button. It does everything at 90 degrees. Try to keep, obviously I've got my paths at 90 degree anyway for the entrance, just to make it a little bit easier in the entrance. When you're placing these, place them obviously some separation, but not too far. Just a bit of ambience. As you can see down the bottom there, which I'll show you in a second, you'll see that the happiness is there. Obviously, the hungry and thirsty. There's obviously some educational benefits that we need to put some video presentations, which we will do. I'll just put in this particular light here and one more up here. As you can see, all those are in range of the generator. So the generator that we've got here, it's all connected. Right on cue, we've got a storm activity coming in, as you can see. Actually, the visual effects in this game or simulation is excellent. More so than probably the other one, like the Planet Coaster. Now, what we'll do here is you can see the wetness, sort of like the bodies of water increases on a flat surface. Not that it's affecting anything too much, but what we'll do is we'll now put in some commercial facilities. So just go to the facilities and go to the gas facilities, which is the filter. And as you can see, I'll probably just grab the soda and things. Soda information center is pretty important, so we'll put the information center for where they're coming into the park. It'd be quite a good idea to probably place that in a position that's close to the beginning. So I'll grab an information center, flip it around. Now I could join it onto this one here, just to make it so all the walls would appear. It's probably not a bad idea. I might do that actually. So there's if I build now, I just double clicked on one of the buildings, and we'll go back to the information center. As you can see, it's all at the perfect distances. There's the information center. I can put in the facilities for the drinks, and also because people they'll be thirsty. Now, you probably want to be mindful of where you place this. I try and keep it in an area that if you need to and it gets really busy, you're going to have an area where they can sit down, etc. And so all the food wrappers, etc. is going to, it's easy to find rubbish bins, etc. Okay, so we'll put the beef in. As you can see, I just took off out of the editing for the other building because we don't want the editing to come all the way over here for the grid pattern. And that's the tasty cheap beef and the gulpy soda. So I'll put the two of them together. And now the vendors, they come with vendors, as you can see them there. I'll put in some walls, etc. But the vendors, of course, we're going to take their breaks. So you might need more vendors, so you'll have to go down and get some more staff. We'll deal with that a bit later. Obviously, it's becoming daytime. The lights have turned off, but of course the weather is absolutely atrocious. Obviously with the umbrellas around, so it looks like it's probably not. Finally, the weather's coming good. I can put some loony balloons in there, just to be able to, so they can buy more things, and you can put the pricing up and achieve your goal of getting more money. I'll put that later maybe. So I'll now go to construction and we'll start to do walls and things. So we can go to the architecture button, go down to the same breeze block wall that I've been using, and we can sort of like make it beautify it a little bit more, and then I'll put in some signs. As you can see, it's quite easy to be able to quickly make some kind of sort of like house. You might want to expand on what I'm doing just to make it look a bit better. Mine's fairly basic. You know, you could throw in some curved walls or something or other, which I might just do now, just to make it look like it's just its own little place for eating. Now you also will need the block wall shop front. That is the one that is the trick to be able to make sure that it finishes off the front appearance quite nicely. And then of course we could probably make a smaller wall above. Now to make a wall go up above, you send it around the right direction, go into there, and then just hold the shift key down. As you can see, it just snaps into position because I've got this into, I haven't got auto stacking on, sorry, but that's how you do it. You just go into the position, and once you've done one, it will automatically generate the height for the next one. And there's the front to it. So I could just put on a couple of roofs. We'll just use some flat roofs, and that's a filter for the flat roof. We'll just probably put a block one in. Once again, put it over top, hold the shift key down. As you can see, it just hold the shift key down. It gives you the position. There's the concrete one. It's just not quite the right one I want. There it is there. And flip it around, go into the position, the shift key down. As you can see, I've got it nice and tidy. You can then put on the signs, so you can go down to the sign button, and we know that one of them's cheap beef and the other one is the soda. So there's your cheap beef. So we'll just get the cheap beef sign. You can, it's up to you which one you put. That one's a large sign. We probably don't want that. That's a small sign. Now, as you can see, it's going the wrong direction. So then what you do is you can do two things. Align to surface. So align to surface. Yep. And again, when you align to surface, you might still need to hold the shift key in just to bring it up to the wall if you want to be that exact. So, and that's probably there. It's probably not too bad. I might need to move that slightly, so I just advance and just use this button here. This gives you a bit more control. There you go, it's nicely centralized. Now I haven't put a canopy over top. Probably don't need one for there. You can always put a small wall out the top for a roof. And the other one's the soda button. It's the cheap beef. That's the soda one. So if I use I'll just go tick that. There we go. Now I've got out of that. I can select the gold P1. There we go. The gold P1. Now you can go to the research button. We'll go over to the research building. Exit out of there. And we'll go to the research. The reason why this is important to go into the research is, well, of course we need to get somebody to go and do the research, but view the vet research. Casey Bates, we can put into research the Colombian white-faced monkey. If we do that, then what happens is that she'll be able to obviously get some extra things for that. What type of enrichment toys should be used, etc. We need to improve the quality of the enclosure or the welfare of the animal, and you'll do that by using the enrichment toys. As you can see, you can have a vet do a lot of things here. Now you might need a second vet, so we're making money at the moment, so I'll just employ a second vet so they can go off and do some extra things. And obviously you can do work zones as well. We'll discuss that later on in more of advanced tutorial. Okay, so if you like, we'll probably think about now we've gone and put this in, we might just utilize this area as a park area so they can get their food, or maybe we might do it on the opposite side here. I'll put some brick walls or something around this particular area here. Now, so we might expand on the park by using the path. Now, be mindful again, generator distance. So we ideally would probably put in another exhibit here. This might be getting a bit too far away, but we'll give it a go anyway. It's opposite. We'll probably put in. We'll see what sort of animals we've got here to choose. Go down. Okay, so we've got tigers, so a male and a female. If you put two males together, they get a little bit angry. So you've got to be a little bit mindful of that as well. So we might put some tigers in. So that needs a fairly big non-climbable cage, so enclosure. So we'll just go and stick this over here and put that in. So straight to the barriers. We've got to work out again where the glass is going to be. We might try and have a walkable one where you can walk up and over the top. If we do that, then people can come up and over and view with safety. So we'll just do that first one. And we'll just do 2 meter lengths along here. And maybe a corner one. And then straight into the corrugated one. Now you probably noticed that I've only done it 2 meters high. So later on I'll just try an experiment for you to show you how to do the whole enclosure at a higher amount. So we'll just, I think that's about right, yep. And we'll go back on this side. And there we go. All right, so that's the enclosure we're going to use. We've got a bit of glass, but this time we'll probably have some mountains in the middle so that the tigers can't get up and over. It still might not be big enough, so I might have to increase it. Okay, so if we're going to increase the entire thing, so we can edit barriers, or of course you can actually just circle by using this tool here, and that will select, as you can see, the entire perimeter. So that tool there on that, and one more of course. And as you can see, I've actually just gone to the edge and just lifted it. And I might just put them all at 4 meters as well. Okay, it's at 398, but that's okay. And that will prevent them from jumping out, hopefully. I still think that's probably not going to actually be high enough. But we'll just put 2 tigers in here. So we'll get some terrain happening, get the terrain, go to sculpting, and we will increase the size of that, and you can throw some intensity. Now if I'm going to make a walking path across the top, we need to be higher, but we also need to have it flat, so use the flat foundation. And when you do it like that, you'll probably notice that it's probably going to be just about near impossible for them to climb up that steep incline. But if you want to make doubly sure, you can always just go back, use a smaller one, use the same tool, and just cut back into it. As you can see, if you just go all the way around, and then they won't be able to get up. And I'll just go around the side and cut that back in like that, as you can see. So it's above what it's going to be for the, so they can view both sides when people, so we'll get a walkway going down here maybe, and then across, and then down to maybe over another exhibit. We'll put some giraffes or something in. We are going to need to have some mounds or something, just something a little bit more interesting, I think, here. So we could probably increase the intensity of it, reduce the circle a bit, and we'll just get some sort of pillars going. So it looks very interesting on both sides. Yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit cautious about the trees because, and we don't want them jumping over to the other side. So I don't think this enclosure is going to be big enough, but never mind. Now I'll just flatten off this foundation, and so maybe we'll be able to make it so they can step up into that position. As you can see, they can maybe have some extra levels, as you can see, I'm using that foundation tool. And then they could be up the top there. We can probably just flatten that off nicely. And that way then they will put some bedding down just so they can come and stay there. I might need to cut back into here, so we'll do that just so I can put a house around. I might actually change some of this into glass again in a moment. So we'll see how we go. Okay, so as you can see, a warning's just come up here, staff alert, can't find accessible staff rooms. That's because I don't have enough staff rooms. So there's too many people. And of course, while you're building, you're going to have to keep an eye on everything. As you can see, 2 vendors have gone. So we're going to actually have to go and grab some more vendors. So back to the zoo, back to your staff, and get 2 more vendors. Now the caretaker's going around trying to clean up, but of course I forgot to put down just put the second vendor down. I forgot to put the rubbish bins down, so I better quickly go back into facilities, go into construction, sorry. Into facilities and grab your rubbish bins. So I'll just throw some rubbish bins down. Most people are going to start thinking it's looking pretty ugly. Oh, look at this. This has gone crazy here because I forgot to put the rubbish bins down. Even though I might be a little bit experienced, you can still forget to do things. Okay, so that's probably enough there. I might just throw another rubbish bin down on the side here. One there. One there. Excellent. Okay. Right, now, what we'll do is, I could have paused it when it was, you can't get into the facility, so let's go grab, another staff room, which is the coffee shop symbol. There it is there. And actually we need to click on that. And we'll just put it straight next door. Whoops. There we go. So now that no matter how busy they are, hopefully we've got 4 months till the inspector arrives. Okay, so as I was pointing out, we need to do now we can just join the staff path directly to this enclosure. I'll just throw in that staff path. We'll choose under here, and I'm not sure which one I used, but we probably also need to think about where that gate's going in the enclosure. So go back to barriers, I'll go back to the gate, and I'll just put it right in front. It's probably not going to be in a right spot, but I'll just yeah, I think that's probably not going to be in a good spot for it, but we'll just work it out. Maybe I should have joined that later on. I'll just hit the Z button. I'll go and put the path in first. And the path is only a 5 path, so we'll just and and I can put the path entrance there. Now, of course, it's trying to hunt for the barrier. And of course, that's not what I want to do here. So I want to make it so it's just a straight L shape here. So I'll take off the railing, snap along the barriers, which I've set up before, and I'll go and put angle snap back on, so it keeps it nice and straight, like that. And then I can probably join these two up, so I could just have a bit of curve on it, make it look interesting. And now let's get that gate back in. So we go back to barriers, go to gates, and as you can see, I've got it not too far away, so that looks pretty good. Okay, I'll take it off barriers. I should have made this panel glass. I suppose I should edit the barrier. I really should put maybe the glass panel in there. Would look better. Because then when people are walking down this direction, they can see it. And then along here, we might need to put some more glass barriers as well. So I'll just change that one and that one. Maybe that one. Because I'll go and put a habitat type shelter in there. Okay, so let's go and get some tigers. We need to get a lot of food and things in there. So we'll go over the habitat. And let's put in those items, food and water. They won't need one of these feeding platforms, so I'll just get a regular water bowl, large. I'll throw that somewhere down here, and we'll put a feeding platform down here. Now, it would be nice to put a tree here somewhere, so I'm going to have to be careful about the trees. But as we know later on, we're going to actually have a walking path. I've just gone and connected that one, so we'll just have to have the walking path somehow go into there and then maybe loop off it. Now we'll get these Bengal, let's get the tigers in there, and we'll go to animal trading, it's obviously an award that I've won, so let's go down to the tigers. Oh no, I should have bought them. That was a big mistake. Further down. There's the jaguars here, but they're both males, so it's no good. Oh, there we go, Bengal tigers. Oh no, all males. Oh, that was not good. Oh well. Well, that's our showbiz. Never work with animals and children. So Siberian tiger. I don't think a Siberian tiger is going to go too well. Oh well, we could change this all to snow leopards. I suppose we should do that. Oh no, they're not available. So the wolves, we want them, no male, female. Okay, so we could probably risk this and go for the jaguar, and then we'll just select one. It's just 5,500. Boy, it's not cheap. Okay, so that takes a hit to send it to the zoo, and let's go and send it straight to the enclosure, just that one there. Now you'll get to see them all take. There he is, he's running to go and get it. And now we have to once again be conscious of the welfare and the habitat for that animal. And we'll have to beautify it accordingly. So, and it comes, throws the box, and there it is, you beauty. Okay, be a normal animal, you would have, the caretaker would have been eaten. Okay, so let's go to the terrain. Okay, so the terrain is, Okay, so that's where it's gone to sleep straight away, or sitting down underneath the cave part. So obviously it quite liked that. So that seems to be quite good. The only thing is animal needs more soil. So we just need to throw a little bit more soil in there. Back to terrain, back to paint. And we'll go and put some soil. That's heavy soil, light soil. So I'll throw some in here. As you can see, it's increasing. He's trying to find out his environment. And up to 12%. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to go and put a donation box in there, which is pretty pathetic of me. And we've got the soil up too. That's fine. Now, so it's got navigable climbing area. So, so there's a bit of a warning here. So there's a climbing area. So we just got to be conscious of this. So maybe the climbing area is a little too close to the barrier. So I might actually have to increase that barrier in this position here around that rock. But we'll see how we go. Don't worry about that too much. Let's get some environment. So plants, trees, that's going to be the interesting thing now, is trees. So if we go to the tree button, we have to be conscious of which tree we put in here. Popular trees, I don't think that's going to be any good. So let's go to the Brazil nut tree. This is going to be a little bit of a worry, but we'll throw that in anyway. It's given me 56% straight away. Now I reckon this is probably going to be a little dangerous doing what I'm doing, but I'll just keep at it anyway. And there's a smaller Brazil one. So again, we probably have to be a little conscious of where we put this. I'll throw it in there. Okay, so that's the coverage done. As you can see, it's all green straight away. I don't need to worry too much about getting it to go. Obviously, it needs enrichment toys and stuff. So let's. I might see if I can put something in bedding or something in here. If we go back to down the bottom, we can probably find out that there's 200 people there. It's increasing. So if I go to the awards, the first one, overall profits, $1,000. So we had a yearly profit of $2,000, and it gave me a bonus, which is good. So I'll just claim the awards. As you can see, I'm up to 14,000. So I was starting to drop a little bit there. So again, to run the park, you want to make money, not lose money. And we're still going to keep an eye on this tiger, leopard, and then we need to get another leopard, probably a female one. So otherwise they're going to feel fairly lonely, and of course that's all part of it. Okay, so we'll move on in the next one to a little bit more information as far as how we're going to set up a path that goes over top and of this enclosure. We might increase that enclosure, and then we'll add in some fowls or something or other at a park area.